Hello, greetings and welcome. Queen City Psychic Medium here, doing business as CINCY Psychic LLC. And in this video, I am going to discuss channeling. Now, I've shared a couple other videos where I talked about channeling and my experiences with channeling and the information that I received. But in this video, I want to talk about why it's important to be very, very careful with who and what you're channeling, okay? If you go get involved in any groups or anything like that, all right? So let's go ahead and talk about this, okay? So this has been like about, I'm going to say like about 12 years ago, 12, 13 years ago, in 2007, 2008, when I attended a channeling group. Okay, and this is something where a person had this, I believe it was every weekend. It might have been a once a month thing, but I do believe it was every weekend. And they would always invite me, and I would decline quite a bit. But then I decided, well, I'm trying to open up here too and develop myself. So maybe I should go once in a while. At least people thought that I should, and I thought, well, let me go ahead. Although I'm going to be honest with you, I never really liked the energy or was 100% comfortable when I would go to this place, okay? So one time I went, all right, excuse me, and they like to turn the lights out, all right? And this was supposed to be like some special evening. And they like to have it like really, really dark, which we do want it pretty dim when we want to channel because the lighting is different and the way you see things is going to be different depending on the lighting, okay? Because on the other side, the lighting's just a little bit different. The colors are different. They're more vibrant when you're very, very clear with them. But when we start channeling things and we have, like at least for me when I'm doing readings, a lot of it I'm going to see in black and white, okay? And it just depends on the spirit that I'm also speaking with, okay? When I see colors, I definitely bring them up because when they come in real vivid with the colors, I know it's significant and I need to bring it up to the person that I'm reading, okay? I also see a lot of sepia. For those of you that understand what sepia is, it's not black and white, but it's like they put like this filter where what do I use here? There's some brown tones in it with the sepia. Okay, so it's not just black and white, but then again, it's not like color or full color in any way. Okay, so I go to a group and I actually, so it had to be, right? I actually ended up sitting across from the person that was the star channeler that night, okay? So, now this was, I'm just going into facts here, okay? This person was actually morbidly obese, okay? This was a huge dude, and he was morbidly obese. At that time, I was not advanced to the point that I am now with understanding things and seeing things for what they truly are, and I did not understand balance and how important balance is, especially body, mind, and spirit. Now, this person that had the channeling sessions, they all were welcome, okay? That's flag number one, red flag number one. All were welcome, okay? Never open your home up and invite just anybody and everybody that wants to come channel, okay? All right? I used to believe that, although I never put much thought into it, okay? But I thought if you were evil, you would never be advanced on a psychic, medium, intuitive level. Oh boy, was I wrong with that, right? And the reason I felt that way was because the more spiritually enlightened I became, all right, the better that I became as a person and a soul, all right? The more psychic I became, all right? And the more clear things became for me, and the more awake I became. Well, you can still be evil and tune in. You may not be like, totally awake and aware with how you need to be, but you can still tune stuff if you're an evil person, okay? You can still be a psychic. Well, what am I saying? I don't mean you can still tune stuff. Of course you can still tune stuff. You are tuning things. You're tuning evil, okay? Because it's a multidimensional world and beings are around you no matter if you realize that or not, all right? So, the lights go out because they like it totally, totally dark. I mean, and it was black to the point to where when I actually felt like I wanted to get up and leave, I could not see to do that safely. All right. So I'm sitting there. My eyes are closed. I'm, waiting for the channeling to happen. All right. And so the guy starts channeling stuff, and I'm thinking, because I don't know any better at the time, right? And I was not doing readings at that time either, just to let y'all know. Okay. So he starts channeling, and I'm sitting there, and I'm going, oh, my God. Get me out of here. This is such bull crap. This is no higher spirit, okay? And I'm knowing that, so I didn't need to be to the point I'm doing readings or evolve to that point, because I was born pretty in tune. I was born a natural psychic medium, okay? And I'd love to be as good as I was when I was 3, where I just didn't care and I just blurted out, and nobody stopped me with their negative energy, right? Because it didn't matter. So, because ego had not kicked in yet. All right. So anyway, I'm sitting there going, oh my God, get me out of here. This guy is so full of crap. Well, the one thing that I guess I really need to help make you guys aware of is that it's telepathic. There's no privacy in your mind either. Really, there truly, truly is not. Okay. Every thought, every emotion, every feeling, which fits in with that category, every action, all of it, everything is recorded in the Akashic records, okay? We call it the Akashic records, all right? Everything we can tune because of super consciousness, okay? So I'm sitting here doing, going, oh my God, get me out of here. This guy is full of crap. This sucks. Why did I come? Okay, and dig it. This was an eye opener. This awoke me up to wow, okay, to the multidimensional world. Because what happened to me was, now I do not remember or recall what this man was channeling. I wasn't interested in it anyway. And yeah, I'm calling it it. Okay. So wow. I'm sitting there with my eyes closed, and I did end up opening them. And it was a total freaking trip, because what I saw was a young Native American man before me, right in my face. Okay, so I'm going to say 3 feet from my face. All right, 2-3 feet. He had on the bird feathers on his arms as costume, or I shouldn't say costume, as his tribal gear, uniform, whatever we call it, okay? And he was in my face, just staring at me, all right? I didn't hear anything from him, not a word did I hear. And he had the feathers on, and he was just flapping his wings in my face. And we were having a stare down, okay? And I was not at all afraid, not at all scared. All right, because I own my power. I feel my power. I claim my power. I own my power, okay? So I just sat there. I mean, this was like a 30-minute at least deal where I had to sit there with this Native American spirit in my face. I can tell you he wasn't Cherokee. I do not believe he was Shawnee. Probably was not Muskogee. I mean, my bloodlines are Muskogee and Cherokee, and the area I live in is Shawnee territory. A lot of Native American artifacts around here that you can find, and and burial grounds, okay, and skeletons. And when they dug up for Gravel-Rama down the road from me, they had no respect for the Native Americans that they dug up, and they put the skulls up on poles, which is sad. But anyway, so this thing was in my face for a while, and I had no messages or feelings or anything that I sent him. And I felt nothing from him, but only, acknowledged us. This is true. He was letting me know that there was so much more beyond what I was aware of at that time. That's what was happening. So it ended, and I actually just wanted to get up and walk out because it was just weird. And I did go ahead and leave early. Yes, I was one of the first ones to leave. But with this, the point here is you can channel all kinds of stuff, so you better be really careful with your focus, with your intent, with your frequency, with your vibration, with your balance, okay? Before you begin to channel, and before you begin to channel in a group especially. It's okay to go ahead and channel by yourself, all right? But you have to know the people that you're with, okay? And there also needs to be a focus with it for the most part if we're wanting to channel information. I go into meditations and I don't ask anything. I just let it be, and I see things. And that's a good way to do your meditations is we don't want to control. We don't want to steer. We don't want to lead. We just want to allow. Just listen and just allow. Okay? That's what it's about. Allow spirit to show you. Okay? Great spirit. All right? So, that was a Saturday evening. So the next evening, I was on my way to a spiritualist church that I used to attend. And I was on the freeway by downtown, passing through downtown, at the junction where you had several freeways that joined together downtown. And I'm cruising. I'm in the left-hand lane. Right, so I'm cruising. Barely any traffic. There was a car 2 lanes over from me, okay, in the right-hand lane. And suddenly these birds get my attention, these 2 birds. They were just kind of dancing. They were pigeons or scavenger birds, okay? Because I was trying to drive, so I couldn't look too much into detail at them on the freeway, right? So they're going along, and they're just kind of dancing, and it was just kind of weird. It was almost like, are you playing chicken with this other car? So these 2 birds passed the other car. They almost got hit, but didn't, by the other car. And then it was like a suicide, man, because one of the birds just came, and it was just the way that it just targeted me and came towards my car. I hit one of them, okay? So I hit it, and, he bounced off and I'm sure died. And I guess the other one carried on. But I just thought it was really, really weird that I had this experience with this Native American with these bird wings, these bird feathers just covered, and just in my face. Okay, and he was in, his tribal dress. Not sure what to call it. Don't want to call it a costume or a uniform. So I just felt like that was a sign. All right. So I don't know if this thing was going to try to come at me, and, spirit, because birds carry spirit. You can get messages from birds. They will carry spirit through. So I don't know if that was something that just happened, and I just killed this thing off in the form that it was in the bird that it was in at the moment, or if it was just symbolic to that being ended with this Native American trying to come after me, because I felt like that might happen. And I will say I have been followed before when I've gone to read homes, when I used to do readings in people's homes, with groups and just investigations. I have been followed before. and it can be a trip, okay? So just watch what you're doing when you're channeling, because when you open that door, you want to be in control with who and what walks through, okay? All right. So I hope that was some interesting information that I could share with you to help protect yourself when it comes to channeling. And let's not forget, amethyst can protect us. You know, I got my turquoise on today, my turquoise earrings. Turquoise is an awesome protector, okay? And, you know, hematite, you know, for grounding and protection. And then we've got our jade, right? The Chinese like the jade real well. So there's all kinds of protection stones out there. All right. And when we give things the power, okay? So if I take, you know, like a bracelet, or, you know, where's one of my bracelets? Oh, it's over there. I'm not going to grab it. So here's my shungite. I'm wearing my shungite, which absorbs EMFs. I did a video on that, right? So if you don't know about shungite, you really need to check into it, because you need protection with all this 5G that's going on, okay? But anyway, if I'm going to program something, it's going to be a crystal. I prefer quartz crystal. We can also use amethyst, okay, if we're wanting to like program to meditate or, you know, meet with guides and stuff like that. Amethyst and quartz is what I would recommend for that, okay? But if I'm going to, you can program, you know, like any kind of stone for protection, you know, turquoise even, right? So anyway, let's say if I'm going to want to program this shungite, it's going to be my protection bracelet, okay? Well, if you're going to do protection, when I was in my 20s, and I learned it from the book that I've shared with you guys many times, Occult Self-Help Positive Magic by Marian Weinstein, but you got to make sure you buy the right book, because there's a couple books called with the same title, because you do not copyright titles to books, for y'all that didn't know that, okay? So anyway, if you're really wanting to protect yourself, you'd want to do a bracelet on each wrist, okay, and ankle. And I used to do a belly chain, okay? And so we would program them. Now, what I used is I just used white gold serpentine chains, just very thin, plain serpentine chains. I used white gold because at the time I could not find silver. That was back in the late 80s, okay? But it can be a ring, all right? It can be a bracelet. So anyway, you can take the bracelet, rings, whatever, necklace, right? That's a good one too, because it's right there at the heart and solar plexus. All right, and we can take it and we can program it, and we can say to Great Spirit and to the universe, all right, and to subconscious, and just put it out there in words and say it out loud and program that bracelet to protect you, okay? And it works, okay? And I have done that so much that I don't even have to program things anymore, and you might not have to program stones. They can naturally just protect you, because higher self, your angels and guides and spirit knows, okay? You got to trust in your higher self, okay? I have had amethyst break several times, and I had that happen when I was going through a major surgery and going through some stuff with that. And I did really, really great. It was unbelievable how great I did do. But I had an amethyst bracelet just fall right apart, really for no reason. And then I had another piece of amethyst just crack and break. And then I had another piece. It was like 3 pieces I had at that time. I actually have, let's see if I still have it in here. I just had, and I knew it was going to be weird because I could not break the ice with these people, and they just weren't happy people, or at least he wasn't. And they stopped the reading because they weren't feeling it, and neither was I. I kept getting pushed back, okay? And I was so glad to stop the reading. And my copper broke when I went to put it on, okay? And I saw it was getting ready to break as I was doing it. But when things break like that, don't go, oh my God, it broke, it's horrible. What did I do to deserve it breaking? Just know that when things like that happen, it's the one that's taking the blow for you, okay? That's what happens, okay? It takes the blow for you. So copper is an excellent conductor. Okay, so that was really my warning because every time I moved in, I got pushed back to do this reading. That's only like the second time that I've ever been pushed back that heavy. And the first time that happened, I picked up a voice, and I had that on recording, which I'll play in a video. I shared it before back in like September of 2020, but I will also share that again by itself because it's just amazing, okay? Because you can clearly hear a voice jump in on the reading, right? That's why I like to take my readings too. And I've never ever had anybody in all the years I've been doing this come back and say that they picked up a voice during just a regular reading, except for the one time, okay? So just know that you can program things because energy follows thought. It always did. It always will. Intent is what matters. So even if we wanted to do like a healing on ourselves, you know, say that you've had Reiki or healing touch or quantum touch or, you know, any healing technique and you want to do that and you're like, oh, I can't remember where they placed their hands or whatever. You know, just go with the chakras. I mean, you can look up the chakras, right? And just go down the body with the chakras. Of course, go to the area that you want to send the energy to for the healing, right? But it doesn't matter. It's all about intent. So if you're not even in the right place, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You know, it's when you're doing healing touch or Reiki and you're doing the areas that you're supposed to be doing, following the protocol. And if your hand wants to come up and go somewhere else, come up and go somewhere else because, you know, the spirit is guiding you. Okay, so we have to listen to ourselves that way. Alrighty, but we can protect ourselves to do that because it's a tripping world. But I'm going to end the video with that because it was really just about channeling. Who, what, where we channel and protecting ourselves and meditate, starseeds, and stay off the fluoride because you'll really open up if you stay off the fluoride. Get the nutrition you need in your body because it is body, mind, and spirit, and it starts with body. It starts in that order, body, mind, then spirit, okay? All right. Peace out for now, my starseeds. Looking forward to doing some more really cool videos on how to develop our psychic medium abilities. Ciao for now. Christ love, Christ light, always coming at you.